Hold on. Let me see how that works.
Okay.
Well, this is still loading.
Okay.
The question will be, can you still see it when the messages come through? So, right now, I'm going to take a minute to come over here and grab these links, say hello to everyone, and let them know we are live.
Okay.
Because, it tis what it tis. Oh, wait, I already got that link. I need to worry about this one over here. What am I doing? Alrighty. Oh, my hand's cramping so bad today. I literally drove
Are
everybody
you
everywhere for
driving?
absolutely
I was going to
no
say.
frickin'
Oh,
reason. My arm is
all right.
blistered
Well,
up.
okay. I'll ask you. I'll ask you when we go live. I'll ask you
We
my
are live.
question. Oh, we are live?
I told you I was hitting live. I just got to send out the
I
links.
thought you said you had to share stuff. Jesus.
Yeah,
You
I got to
know?
share the links,
All
but
right.
we're
Good
talking
evening.
while I do that. Silly.
Okay, Yeah, good evening, everybody. Today is, I believe, Thursday, August 14th, 2025 at 7:02 p.m. And you think we're bad at 3 p.m.? Yet we are so messed up. Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh? D? What's uh-oh? Uh-oh. Oh, come on, not today. What is going on? D, are you okay? All right. Now I'm wondering if I should be worried. Hello, D? All I heard was uh-oh, and then she's gone. Uh-oh's not good.
Uh-oh, is that better?
Oh, that's much better. What the heck? You scared the hell out of me.
Jacob called. My man wants to sleep over. Let's try this again. He
Oh my
just
god, you
left.
just said uh-oh and then stopped talking. And I don't know what uh-oh meant.
I think oh shit would be when you go to worry. Uh-oh's okay. So we'll preface that for the future.
Uh-oh
Okay,
has been
everybody.
multiple people's last words.
This is true. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Hey Vanilla, hey Blue, thank you for stopping. Okay?
I like that
Maybe you
link.
want
I
to go
like
out
that pop-out chat's bigger for you to read.
it is much bigger, yes.
Hi
Thank you.
guys.
So good evening everybody. Today is
Oh,
Thursday.
you went really
August
quiet.
14th. Okay. Today is Thursday, August 14th at 7:04 p.m. Can you hear
That hurt
that?
my that first bit hurt my ears.
It did. Okay. Well, they should be cleaned out then by the time you go to the doctor's on Monday.
No, what's alarming is
Anyway,
that it took that much to get my ears to recognize
you,
it.
for you to hear, that's a high volume. Yes. Today has been one of the strangest, weirdest day. I don't know. Would you call it that?
This has been a cluster fudge of a
Yeah.
nightmare.
I mean, it started. She had to DM me at what 6:37 to start her crap about the studio, and we went until what time? After
Probably
two?
10 or 11.
No, no, it was longer than that. I think.
No, because I had to start getting ready for my MRI that
Oh,
I
you got
never got to go to.
okay. That's
So
right.
it was around
Yeah.
11 when we had my time. 11 my
Oh,
time,
I'm doing
12 yours.
your time. Yeah, my time. So yeah,
Yeah.
so all morning, and somebody that we all know and love just wouldn't cooperate and take a nap. That lasted all of 20 minutes. And so
Uh-huh.
we played Tough Love for an hour in the afternoon. And then I went in and picked them up and we watched a little bit of Sesame Street. When that was over, I said, Bro, it's time for you to lay down and go to sleep. Well,
Yeah.
not only did I put the purple music on, well, when I came to, it was 5:45. And I'm like, what the hell
It
happened?
worked for
And he
you
was,
too.
yep, the first time well, I'm blaming the 6 steroid pills that I had to take this morning. That's what I'm blaming it on. And
Well,
just
you're
being
allowed to.
exhausted. And we were cuddled up in a ball, except he had all the covers and I was freezing. I think that as a man, he should learn how to share. You know what I mean? It's bad
Yeah.
enough that he needs to learn how to share, his covers. And he
Oh,
didn't, and
yeah.
he wouldn't give it. And so what did
But
I
babies are
do?
always blanket hogs. Didn't you know that?
Well, yeah, but it starts out, you start training these men, the wrong way, and you know, they grow up to be older men and they're cover hogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His brother's one, my son was one, my husband's one.
I
Somehow.
am very much one, unfortunately. It's best that if there are two people in my bed, we each have our own blanket.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I never did that.
I
That
am
would
a,
be
I
a
am.
that'd be a way
I
to
am.
solve. Yeah, that'd be a way to solve the problem. Each of you have your own set of covers.
Yeah.
Actually, my parents did that. They had one of those. What are they called? California Kings or whatever.
Yeah.
Or was no. It was a split king, is what it was.
Okay.
So king size bed. It looked like a king size bed on the outside, but on the inside it's actually two twin extra long mattresses put together. And so they each had their own bed section and their own sheets
Mm-hmm.
and their own blankets, and then a big king size thing went over the top of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gone. I could not believe it was, and it was a hard, good sleep. I'm wound up now. Oh, the steroids have kicked in. It's going to be crazy around
I
here.
I do want to point out that Vanilla Pie noticed we switched sides over on the screen. Vanilla Pie
That's
noticed
cool.
that. We did make some
Yep.
adjustments to the setup, as you can see. We're just,
Okay, so what
playing with how
happened to
nice
the
it
color?
looks.
Right. So what happened to? I see black and that. Why don't I see the pretty stuff? Because I'm
Oh,
in the
because
studio.
you're in Discord. You're not looking at it, but I can
Oh, so no, no, no,
I
no,
can
no,
do no.
no,
Hold on,
no.
I can do this for you, and you can
Oh,
see it,
oh,
and
that
then
does
I
look
can
pretty.
and then I move it back over here so I can still hit play on the videos and stuff for you to see. So what everyone else is seeing is the pretty colors we were working on. Vanilla Pie says it
Yes.
looks cleaner. Yes.
Thank you. Yes. We were trying to
Abs-
go back to that, yeah, our original color of greenish, bluish, whatever, but we couldn't find it.
I literally
And then,
sent her color palettes with the RGBA codes,
yep.
trying to get it right, and we could not get it to work. So
So,
this is the pretty color we
and
are
what
using
happened?
now.
Right. And what happened after we couldn't get green? Then what happened? Then we went what?
Every other color
Yellow.
yellows. Oh
Yep.
yeah, that one pissy
Orange.
looking yellow was nasty, and that orangish yellow.
Yep. We went green. We were all over the place.
We
And
didn't
for
do
right now,
pinks and reds. We skipped the pinks, reds, and purples, but we went with the
right.
blues, greens, and yellows.
And so, because of the color palette, Crazy Bee said, hey, if we want to change it every day, we can. So look out. You don't know what we're going to get. Now, speaking of
Bipolar
not,
Studios.
right. Now, speaking of not being able to get what you want, how about being able to find something? Would you like to tell the audience what they couldn't find if they were looking for it?
I know the last few videos, I thought the hidden object through the video or parts of the video showed up. Turns out I forgot to hit transition a couple times, and one other time it was just too damn small to see. My bad. Starting today, I am going to hit the transition button. It should be good enough size to notice, but still not be overwhelming to catch everyone's eye the second it pops in. So, at a random point, I will be putting up these little pictures or emojis and things like that. And just if you see it, drop it in the comments section. Doesn't have to be in the live chat, but in the comments section. If there's an emoji to match it or something close to it or related to it, drop the emoji in the comments. You don't got to say nothing else. But if you do, I'll appreciate it for starters.
Are you sure
we don't have
that
any
it's
rewards to give out other than, well, I
Yeah.
can give out names of people if you're okay with that.
Are
So,
you sure that you're going to hit the transition button though?
yes, this time I am going to
Okay.
have that. Yes.
Yes. And before we go
I was reading the
hold
chat
on.
from Blue Rose. This is actually kind of
Yeah.
I wanted to draw the attention. I was reading it, and that's why
Yeah.
I got sidetracked. But yes, if you want to read
Me
it.
too. Me too. Yeah. Blue says, "Oh, by the way, the doctor said that everything is going good with her mom. She's going back to see her on Blue's birthday." Well, we'll have
Okay.
celebration for both things. Blue, that's awesome news.
That
I'm
is
glad. That's
great
good to hear.
news.
Everybody, please keep Blue's mom in your thoughts and prayers.
Every
We
day.
appreciate it every day. Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
So, what else went? There was so many goofy
Oh,
things now that I
well,
can't
just
even
in general,
remember.
me not even going to the MRI. Okay, so I was supposed to get
Yeah.
ready for my MRI. And then 15
Right.
minutes before I was ready to walk out the door, I get a call. Hi, Miss Patient. Your doctor still ain't sent us the order for this MRI. We've tried calling him over the last 2 days. Could you try calling him to see if you can get him to fax it? So, okay, no problem. I've been there, done that. So I call my doctor's office. Turns out they're on lunch. It says, "Oh, contact our answering center."
Right.
The answering center. So when you talk to a person, you tell them the message. They take the info and they send it to your doctor, so the doctor can get it right as soon as they get back. Well, I'm telling her, I'm patient this. I'm with doctor this one. I need the doctor. I need to get this message to the doctor so he can send over the MRI order to the place where the MRI is being done. And she, I shit you not, flat, straight out, no sarcasm or nothing, says, we're the answering service. You're gonna have to wait till 1 o'clock and call your doctor with that one.
It's still funny.
Bitch, what is your job description?
Answer the phone and say, you know what? Call back at 1 o'clock or whatever.
And of course, I ended it with, "How ironic! My MRI's at 1." Click.
Yep. And so you had to cancel it.
I had to reschedule my MRI. Yeah. And oh, by the way, my doctor's office said, "Oh, we'll get back to you before closing." Guess who didn't get a call?
That's the way it always is. That's why I call like at 4 o'clock. Say, you know what? I haven't heard from anybody. I mean, that's
I have
ridiculous.
been so all over the world, crazy scatterbrained, can't keep a thought on a straight line. My thoughts are drunker than what's that chick that Mary Lou Retton that we did that video on a few weeks back?
Yep.
My thoughts are drunk, but my body's sober.
Yep. I'd be, yeah, she was a little bit, it was an understatement. Blue, it was an understatement.
Hi. Yeah.
Well,
but
yeah.
Thank God the lady who does the MRIs was such a sweetheart. And I told her when I worked in medicine, we staggered our damn lunches so someone would answer the phone.
Phones. There was no answering service. Yep.
And then, even with an answering service, I said I need this message to get to the doctor.
See, I would have been like, I want my doctor to call me back right away. It's an emergency. I would have been, I'm like at the MRI place and they want it. You know what though? What I did tell her was her only salvation was that she wasn't in the car and she didn't drive and get there and find out that it wasn't
Yeah,
there.
that
That was
is the one saving grace of my sanity.
because I would have flipped. I would have went ballistic at that point. Yeah.
I probably would have as well.
Remember, I'm on steroids, so
I don't need to be at this point. I'm just a chick who's absolutely sick and effing tired of being given the runaround.
right.
Just
So
in
then
case people didn't know.
Yeah. Then going
Oh,
back to today, I'm trying to remember all the funny shit that happened, which obviously I didn't, and I should be writing this down. I do the same thing with other people that I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember this, and I'm calling you out when we're live, and then we're
yeah, you're
lucky.
like
So
me.
now I'm going to start keeping a notebook of this crap. But the funny thing was, we've been going back and forth on which studio and that we're going to use and why. And if I told you that it took at least 15 minutes to understand what the other person was saying, right? 15 minutes would probably be an understatement. How
It
long
took
did
us a
it take?
minute to finally get it figured out. Like,
Yeah.
again, I'm thinking, well, we put money on this one, and you're thinking, well, what's the point if we're going to switch to that one?
Right.
Why don't we just use that one from the get go? And I'm thinking, why not use that one because it's easier and paid for? Well, not necessarily easier, but paid for. And so, yeah, it took some bouncing back and forth, but I think we
Right.
finally agreed to a settlement on
And
this.
then,
So,
right. And then it went from what? Then it went to what I actually see. So here we are,
oh
right?
yes. Shall
Oh
I
my
share the
God.
picture?
Go ahead. I send her, she's basically, what do you mean? She goes, I'm looking at it. I'm on the right side. I'm like, you're on the left side. I'm like, I'm telling you, yeah, it was a hot mess. And I'm like, that's it. I'm screenshotting it. I'm sending it to you. I mean, this
Hold
went
on.
on for a hot minute. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hold on.
It was a train. Yeah, it was a little bit of a train wreck. So
1
again,
second. I gotta put it into the
uh,
web browser search.
so you talk about trying to communicate. Yeah. This is what,
Communication's overrated. Fuck
yeah,
communication.
this is
Take a
what,
look at what she was seeing and trying to tell me I was on the left, but she failed to see. Why is this doing this to me now? Really, motherfucker? Hold on.
so this is the whole time what I was seeing. Well, this is before she started messing with colors too. So ignore that part. But the reason I didn't like this part was
Oops, hold
because
on.
I thought it was ugly. Yeah, I thought it looked ugly compared to the Evmuck, to our other studio. And I'm like, but that's the only reason why I liked it. But I had been
But
pushing to go to this other one because this is probably what we're going to use in the future. And I'm insistent, why? And she's like, no, I'm on the right. I'm like, you're on the left. And I'm telling you, if it was 15 minutes, that's an understatement that it went back and forth until
she
that.
realized
Oh my
right
God.
there the little bar between the editing window and the
Huh?
preview for y'all to see. The
Yep.
actual streaming. It says preview on the left side, program on the right while I'm looking in OBS. And so that is why she was adamant I was on the right. And
You
Blue
mean
Rose
on the
wants
left?
you on the left. Yeah. Whatever. My brain
Ah!
is just not
Oh, yeah,
doing it today.
okay. I see. Yeah, okay, that's funny. Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
You
but
see the treatment I get? This is from my, co-host support, the editor in chief, the production manager, the crew people. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah,
Whatever,
whatever on the
left, right,
research.
same difference, up, down, who cares? No, but yeah, it was funny that this whole, like, you're
The
adamant
whole
that this was somehow part of the actual scene instead of realizing I had it in studio mode where I could have both, where I could make the adjustments and then hit go live.
and this has bothered me, and this has been what I have been seeing since she started with OBS, and I've
Looking
been
at it.
upset about it. Right, and I've been upset about, like, man, this really looks like shit to the audience. You know what I mean? Like,
The
what's
audience
going on
isn't
here?
seeing this, except now they're seeing the behind the scenes.
Exactly, but the behind the scenes is good for them to know. I think what you go through to try to get it to work, and then
And,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, then go ahead and whip up. Then show them if you have it handy, the color palette. She goes, wait,
Okay.
she wouldn't accept. Okay, she wouldn't accept me giving her the number. She goes, I want you to get the number and do a screenshot and send it to me.
No, I
What
said
color
you
you
could
want?
just do a screenshot, but then we ended up
Uh,
changing it to where you read off the numbers.
right.
So hold
Yeah.
on.
Do a screen. Yeah. Do a screen. I'll screenshot her. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me
Yeah. So
paste
this was
that.
like, I don't
This
know how long.
is.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes, here.
Hold on. They
Says,
can't see
pick a
it
color.
yet. They can't see it yet.
They can't see it yet. Well, she
Now
goes,
they can
here,
see
pick a
it.
color. Yeah. He goes, pick a color. Yeah. She goes, pick a color, any color. And so we went through the colors. And don't anybody say, D, let's go pink, let's go blue. Blue, no, you don't get to pick blue.
You
We
got to
looked
pick
at
a
it.
specific blue from
Yeah,
anywhere in this range.
yeah. You get to
Otherwise,
pick
I'm not
anything.
doing it.
Oh my gosh.
Actually,
It
Blue
was
Rose
funny.
wants you to tell a story about washing ramen noodles.
Oh, Blue, you witch, you. Oh man, I might end our friendship over this. Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna kill her. Honest to God, I can't tell her anything now in confidence. Oh God.
Be right back. Lou
So
posted a video. Okay.
so there was oh, she has to go. Oh,
She
I
had
ain't
to dip
telling the
out.
story till she comes back. I'll tell the
Oh,
story when she
okay.
comes.
All right.
So if she's causing trouble, she's going to be part of trouble. Oh, that little witch, her. I'm going to get her.
Yeah.
That's funny as all hell. But so what else happened with today? I'm trying. There was so much that went on with this behind the scenes that, and not only that, but the way that we also, well, the way I keep track of the research. So Crazy Bee does it one way and I do it another way. And we kind of had a groove going, but then the groove kind of was getting away from us. So we really realized that
You know what's
one of the
funny is
things
I still only have one document. In
that,
that
well, you
entire.
do, but
And out of all
you
those
might,
tabs, only one is mine.
well, that's fine. The rest belong to me. I own them. That's right. I'm the owner. Blame me on the 10 that are out there. That's right. I
I think it's
created them.
11.
Okay, it might be 11. I might go for a dozen tonight because I'll be up now that I slept. But
Oh my god. It is funny how many you have, like, these different documents for different things, and where you have the orders and the links and all that. And all I care about is, okay, when you want to cover it, tell me and I'll move it to today's show
yeah,
notes. Anything
yep,
else, you
and
go ahead and have at. I will just
yep,
download the videos, edit them if I need to, copy the links, and then we go
yep.
from there.
But what sucks about it is that I still, for whatever reason, I can put the link in there for her. But once I go to try to open it back up or recopy it, I can't get it back myself. Now
I have
explain
no
that.
clue.
We have no clue what's going on with that. So that's another problem. But I think one of the things we realized today was we don't spend any time on doing like production or behind the scenes together. Like we don't go over like, oh, do we want to see this change, or is there something, that I could do to make
I'm
things.
easy. I don't care what
Yeah.
colors
And
you pick.
seeing that, yeah, and I tell her that bothers me because she's part of
But
this,
I
and I'm like,
genuinely am
oh,
not worried
damn
about what
color.
colors.
Like, oh, pick a damn color. She's like, nope, you pick. You just read the number off. I'll enter it, and we'll see if we like it. And then, although she did comment on the crappy looking yellow and the orange,
Yeah, I
we
did.
did
I said I'm like, oh god, those are ugly. But
mix
you
those.
know,
I mean, we're slap happy. I don't. Oh, and that's the other thing. We made the executive decision. The hell with Labor Day. Uh, we are going to switch Tuesdays and Thursdays up to 7 to 9,
mm-hmm.
and that again is because of me. Uh, the stress that the baby is putting me under. And I mean, he's not the stressor. I'm placing it on myself. If it bothers me tremendously that if he's not sleeping when we go live from 3 to 5, I'm not having him scream. It's just not going to happen. I don't care what any of you say. It bothers the shit out of me. So we're going to do, what are we doing now? We're doing
7 to 9
Wednesdays and
on
Fridays.
what
Yeah, go ahead.
Wednesday and Friday are 3 to 5. Tuesday and Thursday are 7 to 9.
Correct.
We're
And
changing
that
up our
also,
schedule.
and that also buys
Are you
us.
going to join us tonight?
No.
Pop in, sit, have a conversation.
I will kick you.
Why? Why?
What? I
It's
heard
the
that. That's why.
Guatemalan dictator's grandmother.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no.
right. We got that on tape. Oh no. Yeah, he.
Okay, the future Guatemala dictator of Guatemala. Sorry,
Correct.
my son has created this. Anyone who doesn't like it, you're gonna have to take it up with my kiddo. But he is adamant that Dee's grandson is the future dictator of Guatemala.
And we've accepted that, haven't we?
I still argue it. I still say he's adorable,
Yeah,
and I don't think he's going to be a
Yeah,
bad one.
he's adorable, but he's going to be an adorable dictator. So, and the country will fall in love with him.
Hey,
He doesn't have to necessarily be a bad dictator. He could certainly
I
be a
don't.
good one.
Name one dictator who's been good in the history of mankind.
Well, hey, he's got me for a
He
grandmother,
could be
so
a first. He could be the first.
that's correct. You think that I would let him, if you think I'd let him, if I'm alive, step off the path, you'd be mistaken.
I know. But
You
it
might
will
be
be
able to
funny
take a
to
step.
tell him about it in the future that we had this podcast going and the co-host's son called you the future dictator of Guatemala.
Uh-huh.
It'll be
That
a
would
great
be
story for his future. And you can show
Yes,
him the
it
videos
would.
to prove it.
I know.
15 children were executed. 15 children were mercilessly killed.
Yes, thanks to a 4-month-old baby.
Future 4
Yep.
months old.
You know, he's 4 months old now, so in the future, that many children. Anyways, futuristically, hypothetically speaking, yeah.
Yes. So it's a running joke with her son that every day that we talk. Okay, so
Blue's
the
back.
little so the little traitor of a friend is back.
Kelly Cal just told me to show something.
I'll have to deal with her after the podcast.
Do it.
Okay, so she thinks this is hysterical. So anyway, everybody knows that ramen has been receiving a seriously bad rap for how bad it is for you. And we knew that before it even got the bad rap from RFK and everybody else. The salt content is high, etc. Now, just as a sidebar, I only use half the packet to reduce my salt intake, as well as the high, intensity heat of the packaging I buy. Anyway, so I'm reading about how bad that they want to, really try to block ramen in that. And I eat ramen at least once a day, if not more often. I would say I'm a ramen connoisseur. So I get the brilliant idea of, well, you know, if we can wash our pasta, what if I wash my ramen before I cook it? And I take the ramen pack, the expensive one, no doubt, and I open up that dry ramen packet, and it's in a round circle, and I take the whole pack and I put it under running water, and I try to start washing off what I believe are chemicals. And what do you think happened?
It went mushy.
Oh no, now it's in a solid form still. It didn't go mushy at all. It crumpled like in a million pieces everywhere.
That's why
Just
Tim's
in the
head was
thing.
mushy
It
after
was in
Mom was
my
taking it
hand.
through with him.
It was in my hand instead of like I was washing it like it was a piece of fruit is what I was doing. Instead of putting it in a bowl or like in a sieve or something, I took that and I was rubbing rubbing the ramen. Oh, that just sounds sick. But
That
anyway,
does.
yeah,
I
I was
don't
yeah,
approve.
uh-huh. I was rubbing the ramen to try to get off. Get off. Here we go. I was rubbing the ramen to try to get off on that all sounds like
You
Oz.
really need to just.
Stop with the ramen. That's how this
What
whole
I'm gonna
story.
do is I'm going to cut this up and leave out the context.
This might make a good short, right? Hey baby,
Might
how
get
you
us
doing? Give
kicked
me
off of
this.
YouTube.
Yeah. Hey baby. Everybody say hi to JT's in the house. Say hi, JT. Hi. Crazy Bee's in there. So's Blue Rose. Say hi, Blue. Hi, Blue. She can't say hi, but she'll say hi right down here in
And
the
I am
chat.
saying hi back after I just gave a dirty look to the other person in the room who wants to muzzle me in the middle of my podcast. He's going to get tased.
I love you. What? Oh, is that what you? Oh, me for you. Only if that attitude changes. We'll talk about it when I'm done. I have. It's something. All right, I'm here
Oh,
till
Blue
9
Rose
o'clock.
said hi, Jacob.
She said hi, Jacob, right there. See hi, Jacob. All right, all right. Shut the door. Okay. What, honey? I just may have just stay here. Yeah. And then like no going back up. Oh, you're just staying. You're not sleeping over. Why? Go talk to your pap. Okay, shut the door and shut the light out. I love you. Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't know what that is. I think Pappy might be cooking. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that was a good interruption on the ramen story. So we'll end it there because I don't want to get us into any more trouble. Yeah.
And you
So
really don't want to
anyway,
give me more to work with on inappropriate ramen rubbing to get off.
yeah, getting off, right? And getting it off, right? And so
Oh, God.
it
Why?
disintegrated. That
It's
hard
noodles.
packet, yeah,
Yeah.
disintegrated into whatever. So people, do not think you can rub your ramen of the chemicals and the calories. I think you would be better off, if you're going to try to do that, at least soak it in a bowl. Oh man, that all
Here's
sounds
my
so.
thought. Make your
Yeah.
own ramen noodles at home. There are recipes all over the place online.
Oh,
And by the way, you want to know what their
I
seasoning is? Freaking chicken bouillon, beef bouillon, pork bouillon,
know.
shrimp bouillon.
Oh, yeah, but who's going to make homemade ramen at 2 a.m.?
Make it
Yeah.
before 2 a.m. So all you got to do is go boil a pack. Have it all pre-made and dried in advance. So all you got to do is go and drop a handful in, boil it. Magic. Noodles. Ramen.
Okay. As punishment, I think Blue Rose has to make the first batch. of homemade ramen.
I will say it's not easy. For those who are not experienced, it'll be funny. You should videotape it and send it to us, and we'll blur out your face and share it.
Yeah, anybody that wants to take the homemade ramen noodle challenge, go ahead and make it, videotape yourself. If you want to be on camera and identified, that's fine. If not, we will blur out your face. I should attempt to do that. Yeah, right. Like that would ever happen.
No, seriously. If anybody wants to try to make homemade ramen, which is very doable, you do not have to buy it in a pack. And I bet you, in the end, it will be cheaper than buying the bags or cups of ramen. You can, once those noodles are dry, you can actually preform them in a bowl. Let them dry. And once they're done, flip them out, put them into a Ziploc bag. So all you got to do is dump them in the boiling water, and magic, you have your serving size.
Yeah, and I'll bet you any money they don't taste as good as the shit that comes out of the packet.
The noodles taste like noodles. It's the seasoning packet, which is basically bouillon.
Right.
Strong bouillon. Add a little extra bouillon if you want the stronger one. Little less. You use half a packet anyways. Why are you worried about it not tasting the same?
Right. The moral of the story is don't rub your bouillon. I mean, not your Jesus God. Here we go. The moral of the story is don't rub your ramen. Oh my gosh. Yep. Anyway. What time is it, by the way?
Oh shit. It's 7:37.
Oh, what the hell? It's
Should we
just
get started?
nighttime, right?
Or just bullshit?
Yeah,
all
why
night?
not? We could do that too, but then I'd be afraid we would get taken off of YouTube. Yep. Yep. Wait till I get these people in the chat. Just wait. All right. So what do we got up first? Oh, we got Dr. Steve Turley back in the house. Wonder if he's related to the other guy, the Turley that's on Fox News.
I'm not sure, but let me do this so everybody can see what we're talking about. Because remember, you're seeing it before they can see it. So now they can see it too.
Right.
Oh, I still have a pinned message up. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing great. So that was a very long hi, Jacob, from Blue Rose.
Thank you, Blue. Jacob's happy.
Okay. I do believe this is the same Turley. Now, this isn't, I saw some videos. As much as he is highlighting this in a really good way, there are some street videos where there are people who are like the extreme right Americans who want all immigrants out, not thinking, and like what's going on in Mexico, where they're not thinking of the benefits of legal migration in Japan right now. There was one guy who came up to a white guy, started just laying into him, and the white guy responded in almost perfect Japanese. His argument about why it's important to have him and his business here, and his business is helping their country. He's not harming it like the illegal ones are. He's paying his taxes. He's paying his dues. He's providing jobs for people in this area. And so, again, I do like that they want to start focusing on, also building up their own people, but don't kick out the people who are willingly helping you build your people up as well, even just because this radical ideology bumped in.
Has taken hold, right?
Yes. Don't let the radicalists take hold, but find that balance. Don't be like Mexico and start rioting and throwing them out, which is where Japan was heading. But they were aiming it at all people who were not born in Japan. So this is where the fine balance has to come in.
Yeah, but hold up a second. I could see where, I don't remember if it's in that particular video or not, but Japan's population has declined so much so. Now, I'm not saying that it isn't appropriate, but I could see where they're saying, look, we need to sustain our own culture. Their young people can't, just like here in America, can't afford housing, aren't having children, aren't getting married. There's way more men than there are women because men are more highly valued. They're probably still throwing women off the cliffs. So there's still this also archaic kind of way of thinking about
Japan is not China. They do
no,
have
but
better standards than China
yeah, they
does.
do, but they still have that. If you watch, like I've watched a lot of Japanese thing. I'm crazy about housing and all that bull crap, which leads into other stuff. So I've seen they still have. I'd say they definitely have a better cultural perspective than we do. It's stronger than ours is, as far as country and, we believe in Japan. And how did you get in here? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I let
I
you.
didn't get anywhere.
Jacob let him in. I'm like, the dog's looking at me. I'm like, how did he get in here? And so their culture, they're trying to protect and maintain what they have. And I can see where they don't want outsiders coming in. It's no different than what the Irish are going through, right? Ireland is
Well,
saying,
no, there's a difference. The white people in Japan are not trying to overthrow their culture with a new religion and tell them they can't do this, that, or the other. In Ireland,
right?
there is a massive cultural overthrow happening.
Right, but still, it's some type of, whether it's legal or illegal, it's still people coming into your country that are not of your descent. They're
And
not Japanese.
but
So,
I don't have a problem with it as long as, again, people, they're not necessarily marrying Japanese women and taking them away from the men. Their culture did that to themselves if there's a lack of women before anyone,
yeah,
like, put their 2 cents in. Okay, so,
right.
again,
Remember,
so,
that's what you and I think. That's not what they think. That's in their lies the problem, right? That's not. How do we tell them? Kind of like, look at all these positives about this as the outsiders.
but again,
How,
it's like I
I
say
get.
about everything. As long as
I
it's legal immigration and they are benefiting the society, I don't have a problem with it. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're
right,
from South Antarctica, even though no one really lives there. I'm
right,
using it as an exaggeration. They could be Santa Claus from the North Pole. I don't care.
right,
As long as they are behaving themselves and doing what they're supposed to, I'm not opposed to it.
right. But
It's just
again,
because they're here doesn't mean they're going to take away all of the whiteness of Japan and they're going to take away all of Japan's culture because the 20, 30 people per city that are not Japanese or 100 people in that entire city
yeah,
are what, somehow going to rise up and take over the entire country? 100 people? I
no,
mean,
but slowly but surely things get eroded, don't they? Look at our country.
well, our country was founded on immigration. Everyone come as long as
Yeah,
you
but
behave and do what you're supposed to. That
but
is the
where are we
American
at?
culture.
Right, right. But where are we at right now?
That was
That
because people did not man the
exactly
border. That does
right,
not mean our idea of blending cultures to be a happy place to live and a safe place to live was a bad idea. One bad experience should not ruin the whole thing. We know that vaccines are good for you. Most of them are. One bad reaction doesn't mean you should quit taking the rest.
so
I'm
you're
allergic to the
saying
flu
that
vaccine, but I still take my pneumonia one.
yeah, so you're saying that one rotten apple in the bushel, that's okay. So that
No, you
throw
throw
that
that
one
one
out.
rotten apple out, check the
Oh,
rest around it to make sure they haven't
right.
molded, and then keep the good ones.
Keep the rest. Yep.
Why throw out
Well,
the whole bushel over one apple?
The other question I have is I'm interested in where the white guy was from and what type of business he had
I
and why.
can't remember, and I wish I knew where to
Yeah,
find that frickin' video. No,
yeah.
I should have saved
And
it.
why was he in Japan versus if he was a U.S. citizen? Why couldn't it have been done in the
Um,
U.S.?
I do know that even back in the 80s, Japan was scooping up automotive
Well,
engineers,
right, right.
and they were brought over left, right, and center. This may have been a very similar circumstance. He might be
Hmm.
there for a contract and is
Exactly.
helping with it, or he might have a business thing that in America as well as in Japan, and Japan asked him to come there with his business.
Right, right. There's also many cultures that, if there are foreigners that are living and working there, you may be able to date, you know, that that particular culture, but many old schools will not permit you to marry.
No, they will
Uh,
not. You can date, but you
yep,
cannot marry in the culture. I've heard of this.
yep,
Even throughout Europe, there
yep.
was a big up until a few years ago actually. There was some issues with interracial marriaging and stuff from
Uh
even
huh.
like France and Italy. Some people in
Right,
those cultures will frown upon it. I'm not saying all of them, but it does
right.
happen. And again,
Hmm.
I personally, oh, it's like, can we get past the stereotypes? Can we get past the stupidity? We are all human beings.
Right. But the
Anyone want to
problem
prove
is
me
that,
wrong?
right, and that's not the case. So that's part of, I think, I think as people grow and mature and the country moves forward, that you begin to see these changes. But the,
Mm-hmm.
old
Well,
school,
like
the
we've
old
even.
ways.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and finish your thought, and then I
No,
just want to make
I
sure
was
I
just,
remember
yeah,
mine.
the old school, the old ways of doing things, the staying within the culture, marrying within the culture, practicing religion within the culture, they are all to stay. And I am surprised at how many young people in foreign countries, particularly in the Asian culture, I would say, kind of move to that beat,
Well, and I don't
compared to,
have a problem with people staying within their own culture and their own religions.
neither do
That's
I. Neither do
perfectly
I.
fine too.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
like
I
we've
mean, I think
talked
that
many times before, this was bound to happen. It's just this artificial push for it is the
right,
problem.
right. Like we figured, back when I was getting my master's in HR, and this was in the late '90s. The anticipation had been by 2050 that there would be a huge shift in the American culture, and that we would become predominantly Hispanic. That was just from legal migration. That had nothing to
Yeah.
do with illegal. That was legal migration. That the population was going to change to be right now. It's currently uh, um, white. Uh, well, it was white, black, and Hispanic. So it was
Yes.
going to flip to Hispanic, black, and whites. So this
Mm-hmm.
whole notion of race and everything in the country, um, now is anticipated to hit these benchmarks by 2030.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, it's moved by over 30
Well,
years
I mean,
because of the illegal push.
yeah. And see, like like if we look back at even my family from the 20s, 30s, 40s, look at the genetic mix-up I
Yeah,
got just
right,
from
right,
that people moving to America
right,
and people like from India immigrating into the Slavic regions of Europe, the Romani gypsies for those who don't know
right,
it. Their movement into Europe has led to part of my existence.
right. Yep.
They've been ran out of almost every country they've ever stepped foot in. It's like, it sucks, but it happens. They move,
Mm-hmm.
they intermingle with the communities, and some stay married and stay there. Others marry someone who moves with them. It is just a collage of genetics
Right.
and
And I
stuff.
think
And that was even
we all
before this massive push.
right. And I think we all are. Oh, thank you, dear. And the man at the house has just brought me. Oh, what do we got? We have spaghetti with garlic bread at
Ooh.
8 o'clock at night. Yes, I'll take it. I'm not going to argue the point. But I don't have an issue. I mean, I think one of the neatest things to see is in the children, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Jacob's best friend is African American. He doesn't see color. He sees him as his best friend. You know, he doesn't come home and say, "Hey, my black friend, I want to go hang with them," or "I want to go
No,
hang."
he says, I want to go
We have
hang with this friend by their name. Yes.
right, and we have a large Indian from India population in our community, and he has Indian friends, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't see that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He doesn't see that. And what's going to be fascinating, I think, is to see at what age is this racial component going to hit these kids? What grade level?
If
Is
it
it going to
does,
hit fourth
why
grade?
why does it
Yeah.
have to hit them? Why can't we prevent it from hitting?
Uh huh. Yep.
See, we're just.
So
I hear that so many times. Is, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna stop it from
why
happening.
does
Like,
it have to happen? Right.
yeah, like if I've
But
heard people complain about, oh, it's just a giant pissing contest or this, that, or the other. They're gonna sit there and harass us about this. I'm like, so walk
mhm,
away. You don't
right,
have to interact with it. Go find somebody
right.
from whatever race, doesn't matter, who is sane and willing to just treat you like a person,
A
and you will have a
person.
different opinion.
Yep. And
I'm
I mean,
telling you, I see this all the time.
I truly fully expect that Jacob will bring home somebody of a different race. It's just factual.
That's
Of
half of my cousins. And oh,
yeah,
and what's funny about all my cousins who did it is they thought they were going to piss off their parents because they were so sure their
mhm,
parents were racist.
right. I mean, back
That did not go
back
as
when I was
planned.
growing up. Yeah, back when I was growing up, you did not. We were not permitted to date with you know uh outside of our race. That was an absolute oh no. You'd get your ass kicked for that. But both my children were brought up that wasn't a problem. Thanks, hon.
Mm-hmm.
And you must have guessed exactly what I was thinking. Thank you. I got grated cheese too. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that makes it even better. But whatever he decides, whoever he wants to be with, that's fine. And I think that the kids should be allowed to, now be brought up that they don't see race, and I don't know why it's always got to be continually talked about. It's getting to be
I
old.
have the
Really
same
old.
complaint. But it's going to continue as long as politics can benefit from it.
Exactly. And that in there lies the rub. The politics benefits, our politicians benefit from using race against us.
Yes, they
Instead
do.
of us
And it's
coming together.
absolute
Yeah.
garbage.
Mm-hmm. And
It
instead of
is
coming together on
100%
that,
garbage. Why
yes,
would
it
they?
is.
And again, yeah, they're dividing us, but why are we taking the bait? Why are we letting them? We don't
Because
have to
people,
let them.
I know, but people aren't doing the research, or people just aren't paying attention, I don't think, in general to it. All
I
they
think it's
hear is what they see on
stupid.
TV. I know, but all they see is what they hear on TV or, in the car or whatever, that it's a race thing. It's black against
Yeah, well,
white,
you know
it's
what? Shut
Hispanic,
off the damn radio and go talk to your neighbor.
right? But they don't.
I guarantee we have a little Mexican grocery store here in town. I could walk up in there and start shopping and not have a problem.
Right.
There's an Asian market in the city not too far from us. I could walk up in there and not have a problem. Why? I understand the cultures and I respect the cultures. I don't go into an Asian market yelling, screaming, and acting stupid because I respect that their culture is more quiet. They don't like a lot of loud noise from people. They prefer that people talk quietly as much as possible. My hearing does make it an issue, but I apologize for that if I need to. But no, we don't go in acting a fool. You don't do that.
I hope. Right. And why is it that behavior can't be translated to the American culture to at least a reduced respect of, when you go into a Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
respect
but we could
everyone.
learn. Yeah, exactly. We could learn a lot from. It doesn't even mean learning. It means just being a damn decent person and the way you behave.
Do you remember when you
You know
used
what
to
I
get
mean?
dressed up to go to the grocery store?
How about when you got on the bus to go to town, you wore gloves and a hat? I didn't do that. My mom did. But,
Yes.
You weren't allowed to wear, girls weren't allowed to wear pants to school. They weren't allowed, and when they did, they weren't allowed to be blue jeans. I mean,
They had to be slacks.
I'm not saying bring everything back, but there should be a healthy respect of where you're at and what you're doing and what's going on.
A healthy
Let's
respect for self and others, which is very strong in the Asian culture, by the way.
Right. Why don't you go ahead and read the chat while I eat some spaghetti?
B invades the safe spaces of other cultures. Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to take in my genetic pool, technically, I'm a little bit of most of these cultures. People can bite me. But no, I really, after working in medicine and going around a major city, going to patients' homes of different cultures, I learned a lot from them. And I asked them, because I knew some things. I'm like, out of respect, would you prefer I do this, that, or the other? And they're like, no, we're in America. You don't got to worry about it. But I'm like, yeah, but I still respect you. But they're like, yeah, but we're in America. We're not in this country, so nope, don't worry about it. But others were very still strict about it. And it depends on the person. And I will show respect all around. And that's like, if I know I'm going into someone's home, I'm not going to go in loud, yelling, talking on my phone, well, doing their blood pressure and acting a fool. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to make sure I don't track mud and grease into their home. I'm not going to leave garbage behind. Even if they tell me, oh, it's okay, just leave it. We'll throw it away for you. I'm like, nah, I got it. It's a biohazard thing. I got it. Even if it's their blood. And I know you're joking, Villa, but some people don't joke about that. Some people are very dead serious, is what my point is, of why you have to get to know each situation and smooth your way through it. I mean, this is again where we're sitting here talking. Well, we're supposed to be playing this video about Japan becoming Japan first. You can be Japan first and still have immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
I am all for it. Like we have America first, but we still allow immigrants. There's nothing wrong with finding a balance. That's my whole point of all this, finding a way to live together, accept each other's cultures, learn each other's cultures, respect them, and take good from them. If I see something good from a culture, the highest level of respect is when someone copies it. Correct?
That's correct. Now,
so why would someone be offended by me respecting them?
Right. But I will say that if you are, no matter what country you're going to, right? If you're immigrating to a particular country, for example, you're coming to America, you have to acclimate to that country's culture. Not
Yes.
saying you get rid of your own, but you
Learn
have to.
theirs.
You're not, when protests go on, you're not throwing the Mexican or the France flag around. You should be throwing around the U.S. flag, right? Just like
Uh-huh.
if I was in Japan, you know, and I am an immigrant there and I've moved there, why am I throwing the United States flag around if I've become a Japanese citizen?
Yeah.
That's all I'm
And
saying.
again,
Once
it's
you
a
become a
respecting.
citizen of that country, right, right.
Yes, it's a
You've pledged
respecting.
allegiance. Yeah, and you've
Sorry.
pledged allegiance to that country,
Yes.
right? You've taken
Yes.
the oath to that country.
Now, I know there are a lot of people with dual citizenship because they do
Yeah.
go back and forth between the countries a lot, and they're allowed to vote in both places, and they're allowed to have a say. But again, it's a tough balance when it comes to a war between the two countries.
Right. All
But
right,
let
we'll
me
hit
hit
play
play.
and let's
Yes,
see
luckily
what
it's only
happens.
11 minutes long. It's only 11 minutes.
Here's what happened over the weekend in Japan that should have
And I
every
can't
one of
hear
you
it.
absolutely.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Nope.
Okay, you're going to probably have to lose the chat for a minute. I'm sorry. While we're
That's
watching
okay.
this, I'm going to switch it over to this part. All right, let's see if
Okay.
you can hear it now.
Fired up. This is amazing.
Got it?
The
Yes,
Japan
ma'am.
First
Yes,
Party,
ma'am.
Sanseito,
Okay.
just pulled off one of the most stunning electoral victories in modern political history. They went from holding just one seat to winning 15 seats in Japan's upper house, making them the third largest opposition party literally overnight. And here's what makes this truly remarkable. This wasn't backed by billionaire donors or establishment money. This was a grassroots YouTube movement. You heard that right, YouTube movement, led by a young, charismatic populist by the name of Sohei Kamiya, who's a former English teacher and supermarket manager who built his social media following during the pandemic by speaking truth to power. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because this is the exact same playbook that's working around the world. Now, take a look at what we're now hearing all over the nation of Japan.
インターネットで集まった人たちが日本の政治を変える、それをね、世界に見せるんですよ。日本人はまだやれるぞって示しましょうよ。参政党は一つのプラットフォームです。皆さんの思いを受け止めるプラットフォームです。私は皆さんの思いを受け止めて、ね、この80年間の戦後体制をひっくり返す、その代表です。そして我々みんなでね、グローバリズムと戦うんだ。
Now, if you're listening by way of our 20 million podcast downloads, he in effect just said that the people are rising up to forever change Japanese politics. We are going to show the world that the Japanese people are still capable of greatness. He said that the Sanseito Party is a party for everyone, for all Japanese people, and together we will destroy the 80-year-old post-war political system that's basically in paralysis in Japan, and together we will fight against and crush globalism once and for all. Again, sound familiar? Now, I doubt you'd be surprised that at the heart of Sanseito's platform is pushing back against the out-of-control immigration that's begun to ravage Japan of late. Immigration concerns played a very pivotal role as a whole in this election, ranking as one of the top most important issues for voters in the exit polls. The surge in foreign residents to a record near 4 million just this year alone. It represented 11% growth from just the previous year. has created significant public anxiety, especially given what Japanese are seeing happening in Europe, seeing those scenes of social unrest and riots that come from jumbling together people from frankly incompatible population groups.
And he needed to be a little more specific. He should not be just sugarcoating this. People from countries that absolutely do not care about the Japanese culture and are just looking to expand their culture elsewhere are the problem. People who are moving into Japan and refusing to acclimate to that culture are the problem. And he needs to not sugarcoat it so much.
I agree. I also think that 11% increase, that seems to be a high number.
That's higher than what I've heard. From what I was hearing from some people is it wasn't really that high. I'm not sure.
That just seems like, yeah. I mean, I don't like that. It just seems like a large number for any country to kind of bring in as new immigrants. You know, if that's year over year, or, I mean, it just seems like a large number of people.
But also remember, there is a large presence of American Navy and naval family members. But they're not allowed to go into the main country. They have to stay on base, basically. Right. They are not allowed to leave the base. And I know people in the Navy besides my dad. My dad was not stationed in Japan, but I know people who were stationed in Japan. You don't get to leave the base very often and without good reason.
Yeah, my brother was in Germany, same thing. You didn't get to leave the base from Germany unless you had some type of permission. Yep. Yeah. And I mean, that's a huge hit to get at for a country, for any country to bring in that many citizens, for them to become acclimated to the culture.
And look at the size of Japan compared to even America, where we had how much percentage increase?
Yep.
Again, if those numbers are accurate, makes sense that they're a little bit nervous. But where are those numbers truly coming from?
Right. That, and he doesn't, and we don't know the breakdown of, yes, baby. All right, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, babe.
We don't know the breakdown of yes, baby.
And,
yeah, we don't have that breakdown, like you said.
Yeah, so we don't know what countries that they're coming from. I do believe that there's a large portion of Americans that have sought that have gone over to some Asian countries. I do think that. I'm not sure if they're the number ones though, but I'd be curious.
I am curious to know the breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, that's something. Look, no, we're good. We can try to find that.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to find out 2 things from yesterday that I remembered, and now I forgot. I need a notebook.
Whether Trump paid the celebrities, and I can't remember the other part. I don't remember the other one.
Yeah. Well, thank you for reminding me of that. Here, I'll write a note right now.
And while you're writing a note, I'm going to hit play so we can go in.
It's incompatible cultures. So the Sanseito Party, and Sanseito literally means something like "let's all get involved." It's basically a populist name. Let's all get involved in politics. Let's do it. Don't rely on the elites. Let's the people.
Anyone speak Japanese who can confirm that?
Once and for all, right? So the Sanseito Party really was the only party in this election that addressed those immigration concerns and offered a solution that they called Japanese First. They want a Japanese First platform. They warned of a silent invasion of foreigners that would inevitably overturn social order. We're already seeing it with the rise in crime. And if you've ever been to Japan, you know crime pretty much is because of the immigrants coming in. And they are very concerned that Japanese culture is being threatened. And they're right. It is. So their anti-immigration rhetoric, combined with concerns about property purchases by wealthy Chinese investors and perceived preferential treatment for foreigners over Japanese citizens, so as to encourage more immigration, that resonated particularly with frustrated voters facing economic hardship. So you notice, again, we see these three themes coming back over and over again all around the world: concerns about border security, economic security, and cultural security. Border security, economic security, cultural security. They all add up.
And that's what every country should have. I know I'm trying not to pause it every minute, but every country should have economic, border, and what was the other one? Shit, he said it twice and I can't remember it now. But they should have those securities.
Yeah,
What's wrong with
that only
having
makes
those?
sense. Yeah, and that only makes sense, doesn't it? Oh,
I
no,
agree.
it doesn't. Yeah, I forgot. It doesn't make sense. That's why we're in the predicament we are. Okay.
I'm not saying we should have every country is blended to a mixing point that there is nothing left, but just, a balance. And quit trying to overtake somebody else's cultures. Like, y'all, just let them have their culture, understand it, respect it, partake in it. Many will let you.
Even on what I consider to be a stupid subject, but it isn't. It's a cultural. We get into cultural appropriation, and I watched a whole series of a documentary, actually, believe it or not, about who had braids first. Like, white women should not be permitted to wear braids?
Bullshit.
Because they appropriated that from the black culture.
No.
Well, where'd the black culture
It's
get
a Dutch
it from?
braid. They use a Dutch braid.
No, well, from the Indian culture. Where'd the Indian culture get it from?
That's a different type of braiding. They don't do the the cornrow type braids. What was used, a Dutch style braiding, and then there's French style braiding. But the basic plait, where it's the three twists around each other, is most common in Native America and parts of China and Asia. So, who had it first? Who cares? You know what? We all learned to twist our hair to make it look pretty. Bite me.
Exactly. So you can't. So things are carried over. There were some lawsuits filed against a group, a musical group, right? That said you appropriated, you took similar hand movements to another group. So one group was trying to sue the other group for dance movements of, similar style movements. And
so
it went all the way up.
The choreography was similar.
Correct. Similar. So it went all the way up to their to their Supreme Court, okay?
Okay.
And their Supreme Court came back and said, you know what? The human hand can only move in so many ways. You know what I mean? Let's just say it moved from left to right and up and down. Let's say they were the four positions that it could move.
Yeah.
There was nothing that everybody in the world could not make those four movements any different. Now, if they went and took your entire program and copied it, that was one thing. But because they had like a 3-second hand movement that looked like yours, did not mean they appropriated or stole what your particular culture had, your particular group had. You know, we're all doing and moving in the same direction. We're all copying. We're all emulating. We're all seeing something that somebody else did and said, oh, you know what? I like what that culture did. I'm going to take that and use it in my home or on myself, or I want to dress that way or look that way.
Yeah. I mean,
Or
there's only so
perhaps
many ways to style fabric. There's only so many ways.
exactly.
The Bible itself will states nothing on under the sky, under the stars is new.
Hmm.
It's all been done before. It's all been seen before. It's not actually new. We are just
Yeah.
modifying something from before or slightly altering something from before. Language is not new. Writing, not new. Nothing's been new for over a millennia.
Right.
So people, quit with the nitpicking. You're not
Right.
that special. None of us are that special. Get over it. Like, sorry,
All right, and
existential
here-
dread for y'all. My bad.
Go ahead, hit play.
Yeah, I totally took that one dark.
Ultimately to one thing, a worldwide populist revolt that's changing planetary politics like never before. What's happening in Japan is part of an overall worldwide awakening, a populist uprising of ordinary citizens demanding their countries back. And they're changing politics really like never before. Let me show you exactly how this nationalist populist wave is reshaping the world. In many respects, even before Trump and the MAGA movement, it was actually Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban who got this worldwide revolution started. He didn't just win elections, he transformed his entire nation. Since 2010, Hungary's become the gold standard for pushing back against globalist policies of open borders and woke progressive values. Orban has heralded a Christian civilization renaissance centered on reversing the European demographic decline by putting Hungarian families first. Hungarian women who have 4 or more children receive full income tax exemption for life. University graduates get their student loans forgiven if they have children within 2 years of graduation. The government provides low-interest mortgages for families and subsidies for 7-seat cars for families with 3 children or more. And it's working. Hungary has seen a significant reversal in its demographic decline, and it promises to only be the beginning. Now, Hungary has been joined of late by the nation of Italy. In 2018, Giorgia Meloni's Brothers of Italy party received just 4.3% of the vote. 4 years later, they stormed the Italian parliament, winning the most of any party, and Meloni became Italy's first female prime minister. How? By positioning herself as the only major party leader opposing the globalist Mario Draghi government, which Italians saw as the ultimate expression of the power held by the world's financial elites over Italy. Now, Meloni's platform wasn't complicated. Protect Italian families, defend traditional values, and put Italy first. But if you want to see what real populist economic policy looks like, look at Javier Milei in Argentina. When he took office in December 2023, Argentina faced an unprecedented 211% hyperinflation, 45% poverty, and near economic collapse. The establishment said his anarcho-capitalist policies would destroy the country, but instead, Milei delivered the impossible. He eliminated ministries from 24 to 8. He fired tens of thousands of government workers. He was Doge before Doge, and he slashed government spending. Monthly inflation plummeted from over 20% to manageable levels. Argentina achieved its first fiscal surplus in 16 years. By 2025, the economy is growing at 7.6% annually, the strongest growth in 2 decades. Milei's secret weapon? He demolished the regulatory state. He eliminated rent control laws, causing rental housing supply in Buenos Aires to jump 195% within 10 months. He lifted currency controls that had strangled the economy for over a decade, and he proved that when you unleash free markets and cut government, prosperity ultimately follows.
He's not wrong. And this has been a thing that we've been screaming about in America forever. Quit
Right.
restricting the markets, quit restricting the people, and it will grow. Like that, what's that movie, Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come.
Well, I think that's been Trump's message since his first
Oh, yeah.
administration. And, unfortunately, that's what the majority doesn't want to hear. And not only is it definitely not on the left, but you have to face it, it's also not on the right. Because the right, for all of their vitriol, they're just as bad, right?
Yeah,
they
it's
just
us people in the middle who are trying to pull this off.
Right. We have the rhino. We call them the rhinos, but I think it's more than just the rhinos. I think it is there's, for me, the rhinos are those blatant ones that are
They're
out
the
there,
Democrats
right?
in disguise.
Like the Lindsey Grahams and those people, the obvious ones. But then we got those underliers, which I think are just I'll keep my head down and not be too out there, but yet, I'm still going to benefit from, this bullshit with the stock market and write books and tour and, screw my people over in my district and, not look out for them.
Yep.
I think we still have that on the right as well, and that needs to be called out.
It does.
And that's why I don't think why we're seeing as much of a shift as we would possibly like.
But
and with Trump in the second term, though, I think the shake-up's more, right? But the resistance is a whole lot more too, don't you think?
Yes, but there is still hope. There's that YouTuber, Brandon Herrera, who I've been following for years because of his gun content.
Right.
But he ran for House of Representative in Texas, and his first go against an incumbent politician with the whole business, with the whole force of their party behind them, he only lost by 100 points, by 100 votes.
Right.
And he's been outspoken against the ATF, all the gun laws, all the BS that's going on, the First Amendment restrictions. He gives me hope. We just need more of him. We need more.
And and I think, and for me, that I love that, right? But it's still frustrating that you're fighting against that machine. I recognize there's always got to be the winner and the loser, but still, to come that close.
He's running again this 2026. 2026. He's running. Yeah, he's like, he just put out a video. Yeah, you know what? I'm running again, basically, and just said, he broke it down. I only lost by 100 votes. That's so rare. And he has so many people out there. His name's out there. Let's go with it.
Right. And that happened to Dan Bongino. He runs several times in Florida and lost. Yeah. And for, what reason? I mean, I give him credit that he went back out there again.
Yeah.
Because I'm disheartening. It takes a lot of work. And my question had always been, where do you get the money? So as an average person, if I was to send anybody in the chat, or me or you, how do you even get started? Where do you even get the money? Where do you get the backing? You know how much time and effort that takes to...
Well, the one thing that Brandon Herrera has on his side is, one, he's a very popular YouTuber, and he runs a gun manufacturing factory.
Okay.
So he's got some money, and the donations that people send to him, he never personally touches. It never personally goes to any of his accounts. It goes to a specific account for his campaign. Somebody else moves it there, not him. Right. He's made it very transparent, very clear. Whether it's 50 cents or $500, he's not going to touch it personally. He will put in his own contributions. I think he did a $100,000 contribution to his own campaign to match what other people put in. So,
Oh.
like, he's turning it into this is us together, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, like
Right.
Trump did.
Right.
And he's not
Right.
as rich as Trump, but he's got enough money and enough support across the board, with the exception of the Republican Party, because the guy he's going against is a Republican, if I remember correctly. And
Yeah.
I got to give him props.
Democrat
So,
pretending to be a Republican.
okay. Well, let's get through these last 3 minutes, since he just totally derailed it. But yeah, we have hope in the future if we can get more people that are younger with their heads on straight.
Right.
Alrighty, let's hit play.
And we could go on and on and on. The rise of the Austrian Freedom Party that won their first election just months ago. AfD in Germany, that's now the #1 most popular party in the entire nation. Geert Wilders and the Dutch Freedom Party, again the most popular party in the Netherlands. Jimmy Åkesson and the Sweden Democrats were in a coalition with the moderate right-wing party there. Marine Le Pen and National Rally, who are also consistently polling as by far the #1 most popular party in France. Vox in Spain, Chega in Portugal, and of course the Reform Party in the UK, who are poised to completely overturn UK politics in the next election by beating both Labour and the Tories. Now, here's what connects.
So I have a
all of these
question,
movements.
Crazy
Let me
D.
pause this.
Following in their own way the Trump playbook.
Yes.
So, okay.
So,
Go ahead.
so my question is, we have all of these countries taking on this populist movement, right? These countries to maintain their history, their culture, etc. Where are all these people coming from? Is there one country? Is it
No, it's all these countries are getting a populist movement running from their own citizens who live there.
Right, but I'm saying, where are the right, it's the globalists, but from the immigration standpoint, do we know what countries these people are coming from? Is it the Middle East that is hitting, like Ireland, Spain, Germany, the UK in general? I mean, where is the
there's
move?
a whole bunch of countries that are spreading out everywhere. People fleeing Russia, people fleeing China, people fleeing North Korea, people fleeing the Middle East.
Hold on. We know that China and North Korea got to be relatively small, right? They're not escaping that on that major of a level. Where is mass immigration coming from? Either legal or illegal. Do we know?
Well, I mean, you're seeing the cartels pushing out into Asia and parts of Europe.
Okay.
You see the Middle East pushing out into Europe, Asia, and the Americas. People from parts of India who are probably not liked in the region and are fleeing religious persecution, because that does still happen in parts of India. They are fleeing and going to different countries, which is why we've seen an influx in America.
Right. And that's where we're getting from our northern border.
Canada gets a lot of India.
We're getting from India, Asia, China. They're coming in that way. They're coming over from Europe via boat, which blows my mind. Well, I guess it's really no different than coming through the desert and through, South America up to us and walking on foot. But
jungle, then tropics, then desert, then America. Yeah.
To actually purchase, passage on a ship, to get to America, to get to Canada, and then try to get to America is just, that kind of boggles my mind.
Well, Canada has more relaxed immigration policies than we have here in America.
And that was one of the things that Trump said that would be changing, that he wanted stronger borders because they basically weren't monitoring what was going on, just like Mexico wasn't. But yeah, that's where we're getting most of our that population coming in from foreigners that way, then via the southern border. I recall looking at some migration maps, and I couldn't remember, are they coming from the Middle East? Are they spreading out into all these countries?
Well, that's why I say it's actually not just the Middle East. There is a whole bunch of regions that are having these mass flights, but nobody wants to talk about anywhere else. They only want to talk about the Middle East or South America. They're not talking about parts of Africa. They're not talking about parts of all these other countries.
Right.
So,
and I don't know why. Yeah.
It sucks.
Right. And obviously it's wherever these people are going, it's affecting, particular regions, like how, like we're receiving a large portion of the Somalian refugees, either legal or illegal. And, are they going to any other parts of the world other than coming to the U.S.? That's just shit that goes through my head, Are they showing up in Italy, perhaps?
Oh,
I doubt it very much.
There's people from China showing up there. There's people from, a lot of people from China and Japan and a few other places have immigrated to Australia and New Zealand.
Yes, and you heard him say that Australia is starting to put the foot down on their immigration.
Australia closed their borders in the early 2000s and are about to have to do it again.
Exactly. And so it's interesting that all these countries want to make these blocks of, block meaning you're not permitted entry into our country. They don't want to accept any foreigners. And so we've talked about how, if these other countries are going to have this mass migration from their, leaving their own country, what is so messed up that why can't their own country be fixed is the issue.
Mm-hmm. You have a message. D, take your meds if you haven't.
I am right now. Thank you. They're in my right now. I'm doing it now. Thank you.
You got your backup alarm clock.
My backup alarm clock. Yep. They, we've talked about this repeatedly about, we've sunk millions and billions of dollars into aid and trying to assist other countries get their act together, but it's not occurring, and so their citizens are still continuing to flee to get out of the country.
Yeah.
Because why? Hell's either taking it or, their government's absconded with it. I mean, I don't know how to counteract that. If it could be done at all.
It's tough.
Do you just stop giving them money altogether?
That's what I don't know. And again, if we stop giving money, China's going to step in.
Right?
And China's already moving into parts of Africa and trying to educate and recruit people of Africa for jobs. America's about to get screwed. Big
time. I mean, they already tried building the island off of what? Was that Venezuela? That they tried building the They were working on building 2 islands.
Was it Venezuela or was it Panama? Because I know they were running Panama Canal, basically.
Yeah, it was some.
I know Mexico. They got their hooks in Mexico too right now.
Yep. So, they're playing. China's played the long game. And they're slowly but surely creeping in. I mean, look at what they've done to the United States as far as. We were bitching they bought up farmland. That was first. Then we bitched about they were buying land around the bases, and nothing was done. Now it's that they're buying homes that cost $500,000 and up as residential homes.
Yeah.
And why? in addition, don't forget, there's the secret, although not so secret, Chinese police stations within the United States that handles issues regarding Chinese citizens.
Yeah.
So that's how is all that permitted in a country? I don't get that either.
And this is
Why?
again where a lot of this happened under Obama.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize this was back in his era when they started moving in.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're in a pickle.
Yes, we are. Let's get to
All
the
right.
last 3 minutes, and then there's we could probably squeeze in one article.
Okay.
Kamiya explicitly models his bold political style on President Trump. Like Trump, he built his following through social media. He bypassed the Japanese mainstream media, which are notoriously liberal. I've seen it firsthand. I mean, if you listen to NHK, which is their version of the BBC, if you listen to the NHK talk about American politics, it sounds like it's coming straight from Rachel Maddow and MSNBC. So Sohei bypassed the Japanese media and spoke directly to the Japanese people, particularly the forgotten working class people. And so the parallels are undeniable. America first became Japan first. Build the wall became control immigration. Drain the swamp became eliminate bureaucracy. Make America great again became make insert whatever country great again, right? Trump's MAGA movement has evolved beyond anyone's expectations. What happened in Japan over the weekend proves this movement is unstoppable. When a YouTube channel built by an ordinary citizen can challenge decades of political establishment control, the old rules no longer apply. When nationalist populists win from Argentina to Italy to Hungary to Japan, we're not talking about coincidence. We're talking about a global awakening.
And that's something I've been saying. We're looking at a global-wide religious, social, and government upheaval. This is the fall of Rome on steroids.
Oh, yeah.
What we're seeing globally is the fall of Rome on steroids. People are done with some of this stupid crap. We'll get about 30, 40 years before corruption starts to weasel its way in, and we might get a century before we have to do another nonsensical "what the hell's wrong with you" movement.
Right. Well, I hope that this movement lasts. My concern would be, what happens in 2028, right?
Yes.
Are the Dems, I mean, for the Republican Party, they just don't have, it doesn't seem like they have their shit together. I keep saying it. I don't see it. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I mean, all I see is the Dems this, the Dems that, and I don't know. It's extremely frustrating.
Well, of course, everyone's pointing the fingers at everybody else because nobody wants to be accountable for their part of the downfall.
That's true. Just somebody step up and assume responsibility. You know what I mean? Say, I don't know, I'm sorry and let's move on. Or don't apologize and let's move on. Let's just frickin' get it accomplished.
True.
I mean, it needs to get done. Time's a wasting.
I know. It is very much the case.
I'm not getting any younger. I got about, I don't know, I'm on the 20-year plan, although I've requested more extra time. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but, health-wise and all that, I got about 20 years to see this shit through. And I got them 2 kids, and I got family and friends that have children that I want to make sure that they're okay. I don't want to leave this earth knowing that
You
somebody
can lead
didn't
a
have.
horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, well, if I beat it over the head enough, it might.
Not likely. You're just going to
Mhm.
brain damage it and make it useless to society. Sorry.
Go ahead, make me spit out my pills. That's okay.
I'm so sorry. I forgot you were taking your meds.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh my god, my bad.
That's okay.
We have an X post I can play while you're finishing the last of your meds.
Go ahead.
So this is the RFK Jr. has officially removed the COVID shot from the childhood vaccine schedule. It's no longer required.
Thank
So-
goodness.
I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear it. I'm going to hit play so at least the audience can hear it. And I will
Go
give
ahead.
my
Go
2
with
cents
the
at the end.
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. No, I can't. Because I don't have it up for everybody to see. I almost botched it. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary, and I'm here today with NIH Director Dr. Jay Bhattacharya and FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary. I couldn't be more pleased to announce that as of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule. Last year, the Biden administration urged healthy children to get yet another COVID shot despite the lack of any clinical data to support the repeat booster strategy in children.
That ends today. It's common sense and it's good science.
There's no evidence healthy kids need it today, and most countries have stopped recommending it for children.
We're now one step closer to realizing President Trump's promise to make America healthy again.
Produced by the U.
Okay.
Hold on before you go on to your tyrant about that.
I will behave.
Yes, try to control yourself so we don't get kicked off.
I'm gonna
'cause I
do
don't
my
wanna have to
best.
go back and do rubbing of the ramen again. Anyway, both of those physicians, Bhattacharya and McClary,
yes.
whatever how you say it. Okay,
Yes.
both of them were denounced by the Biden administration. They were raked under the coals and told that their research and everything that they had regarding the jab was null and void. And you can see that RFK brought them back into the fold because they are, in my opinion, one of the preeminent people that I trust regarding,
Yes.
I'd say, the healthcare of America.
I do still
I
want to
do.
point out that Trump was the one who rushed it because he wanted to be the first in line to get a vaccine out. And
disagree with that.
I was so livid
disagree.
about that because I'm like, this is my criticism of Trump. If you rush
Okay.
medicine, people
Right.
can get hurt.
Right. But I disagree that he rushed it to be the first person to do it. I think he rushed it because of Fauci and because of Scarf Lady, whatever her name is, and because of Rochelle, the CDC chick, right? Twapping in his ear, as well as his defense team twapping in his ear that this was going to wipe out, that this bug was going to destroy America, all the citizens. That's why I believe it got rushed, was that it had to get put out there to save lives. There was no opportunity to, well, let's see what it does. It was citizens are dying. I mean, look at the Cuomo situation. Governors were going crazy. You might be right to some extent, Crazy B, but I think it was probably more 90% of Save America. And once...
It is a tough situation to be in. I don't doubt that.
Right.
But
Right.
I have, and again, I know I'm going to gently put this. There
Gently.
has been research since the 70s that any one of
Yeah.
his aides could have gotten a doctor to go over and explain the pros and cons of this.
I bet they did. I bet they did. And I would bet, though, that Fauci, I guarantee, I would bet my 2 children that Fauci was the huge catalyst in getting that vaccine out.
Yeah. And again, the problem still remains.
And should he have
I
said
can't
no?
talk about what the
Maybe.
main problem is because it's YouTube
Right.
and I don't want to get in
I
trouble.
know.
I can
Right.
literally show you textbooks on what the biggest problem is with this entire COVID thing. I can
I
show
know.
you textbooks on it. I'm not
I
going to get
know.
myself in trouble, but I'm going to
right.
point out that I will say I want to, getting away from criticism of whether it was good or bad, at least
Right.
they said for healthy kids.
Kids, right.
If you are having autoimmune condition or something, it very well may benefit you, and talk to your doctor.
Right.
See
We are
if
not
it's right for you.
providing any. Yes, we do not provide any medical advice, financial advice, any kind of advice,
Legal
including
advice.
including whether or not you should or should not wash your ramen. We do not provide you any advice. It's all your decision, do your own research. Take anything that we say with a grain of salt, and that we're nothing but 2 liars on
This
YouTube.
is just my opinion on a circumstance, but I am glad, my opinion is, I am glad that they did still stress.
Oh, so you're going in with opinion. I'm just pulling everybody's chain.
Oh, no, I'm giving an opinion. Well, an
Okay.
educated opinion, because I've worked in
Gotcha.
medicine. So it's an educated opinion that if you are a chronically ill person, have autoimmune conditions, whatever the circumstance, because like when I'm on prednisone and mega doses, I cannot be around a person who's had a recent vaccine, whether it was attenuated or a dead one, because, oh, guess what? I could get it. And with my immune system down from being on steroids and prednisone particularly, guess what it's going to do to me? So again, when you're taking, there's warnings all over the TV. Do not take this medicine if you've had a recent vaccine or this, that, or the other, because,
Right.
sometimes it can lower your immune system, and that vaccine can be a problem. But this is why you need to talk to your doctor about what medications you're on, all of that stuff. Go in thorough, find out if it's right for you or not. Talk with
Right.
your doctor. Talk about what you're concerned about. Let your doctor give you their higher educated information than what I even have, and let them put your fears to ease or agree with you. Hey, my doctor, well, I have a couple good doctors and a couple dingbat doctors. I'm got limited selection where I live, so it's tough. But
You can also, your pharmacist is also a good resource.
to a degree, I really am. I am hell bent against pharmacies doing vaccines.
No, yeah, but I mean, as far as
Medical
medication
interactions.
and all that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're excellent. Yeah.
But I have a laundry list of reasons why I don't like pharmacies giving vaccines.
Well,
Oh
right.
my
but
God.
I find it interesting that the insurance companies made the push to do that.
I know.
for
I don't.
kids.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
scares the hell out of me. I have had
I know.
anaphylactic reactions, my throat swelling up from a vaccine before. Imagine if I was in a pharmacy when that happened and not a doctor's office attached to a hospital.
Right.
The hospital was down the hall. Trust me. I would much rather you be in a doctor's office with a crash cart
Right.
in a hospital
Than
5
be at the
miles
pharmacy.
away than a
Well,
pharmacy.
all they do in Crazy Bee is do clean up aisle pharmacy. That's all.
Aisle 5, clean up.
Clean
And
up.
see,
Yeah.
they're not even, I get it. They're trained how to stick a needle in the arm and push the fluid in. They are not
Right.
trained on what to do.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I get it. They're pharmacy. Yeah, they have a degree of Red Cross first aid. but not the level that they should have. Yes, they understand the medications, but they're not the doctor who knows what dose for what level and how frequently this is going to happen. Like, they can go ahead and these medicines interact together, or this medicine is for this, that, or the other, but to give an actual dose and frequency, the pharmacy is not the place to go to find that out. That is what the doctor is for. I can't stress it enough. And like I said, I am not opposed to vaccines. I am opposed to rushing things, throwing things out there, screaming, oh, this, that, and the other, and distracting from anything. I like thorough research. And I know it takes forever to get it, and I know it sucks. And I like doctors being allowed to give their patients full information. I like all of that. I want everyone to have a happy, healthy life that works for them. Yes, I'm just covering my ass at this point, okay?
Yes, your ass is covered. Move on, please, so we don't get into trouble.
That's what I'm just saying.
Please. One moment, please, while Crazy Bee readjusts her brain program regarding...
Yeah. Oh, I follow this lady. She's really sweet. But
Mary?
Oh, go ahead.
Mary Bowden? You said you follow Mary Bowden?
Yes. She's out of Texas. She got into a lot of trouble for speaking out about just giving the vaccine to people willy-nilly.
Right.
But she says it's still being offered to children and pregnant women.
Yes.
It is offered, but you don't have to take it.
Well, I had refused to, and it was offered every single time I was at the doctor, at the hospital, in the hospital, no matter where I went, to which I finally said, either put it in my file that I don't want it, or we're going to have a problem. So luckily I haven't been asked it for a long time, so knock on wood.
And I'm scrolling through these, and I just see these reactions to one bad experience, and now we're blowing off the entire thing. Like we said, check the apple, check the surrounding apples, and don't throw out the whole bushel because of 1 to maybe 5 apples that went bad. And this is what they're doing. I quit vaccinating my dog. That's where I'm at. Why? Why would you go to that extreme? Why? Why would you throw out well-known... Again, polio. How many people have you known with the secondary occurrence of polio?
I haven't known anybody with the first occurrence.
I've known people with first occurrence, and they were immune. They never got a second round. And people who had been vaccinated, I've never heard of them getting it. I've never had it. I mean, there's rare exceptions. I know there are. But it's so rare that, I mean, out of all the people I've seen in my time working in medicine, I've never seen one.
Right.
So why would you throw all of them out over one bad experience? So...
let's move on, dear.
Well, we got 6 minutes. Do we want to do we're done for the day, or...
Do you got any articles?
We have a Truth Social post.
Okay, well, let's check this out.
Are you able to see it?
Oh, yeah, it's big. Thank you.
This was from July 22nd.
Okay, so we're still playing catch-up. We're within the 30-day window.
Yes, we are.
So breaking, although it might not be breaking. This morning, Dag Todd Blanche had issued a new statement on the Epstein case. The Department of Justice does not shy away from uncomfortable truths, nor from the responsibility to pursue justice wherever the facts may lead. The joint statement made by the DOJ and FBI of July 6th remains as accurate today as it was when it was written, namely that in the recent thorough review of the files maintained by the FBI in the Epstein case, no evidence was uncovered that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. President Trump has told us to release all credible evidence. If Ghislaine Maxwell has information about anyone who has committed crimes against victims, the FBI and the DOJ will hear what she has to say. Therefore, at the direction of Attorney General Bondi, I have communicated with counsel for Ms. Maxwell to determine whether she would be willing to speak with prosecutors from the department. I anticipate meeting with Ms. Maxwell in the coming days. Until now, no administration on behalf of the department had inquired about her willingness to meet with the government. That changes now. And as we know, she met with Congress. I believe that was behind closed doors. We haven't gotten anything from...
We have not gotten anything on that. Nope. No releases, no updates, no nothing.
Right. So, and I don't think we will for some reason. Wonder why.
Geez, I don't know.
You know what? I heard somebody told me, I don't know if you could do a quick fact check, Crazy B, that supposedly the Clintons were indicted today, but that the mainstream media isn't reporting on it. It came out of a court in Australia. I didn't know if it was... I asked them if it was Sky News, and they weren't sure who it was. But I would have thought that would have hit pretty hard if it was the case.
As of okay, so no, we're not messing with AI. August 6th, the subpoena was dropped when the committee disbanded, and that was pertaining to an Epstein thing from the BBC. A day ago, it was Bill Clinton was a prime suspect. House Oversight Committee on Tuesday issued subpoenas for Bill and Hillary Clinton. But like it just said, today on the 6th, it was dropped. We're on the 14th, and there's been no update since then.
So they issued it, but then dropped them?
According to BBC. Hold on. Let me just do this. Copy. Hold on one second. Let me do this for one moment while I pull this up. And then I will add this to the list. I'll have you read this while I'm adding it to the list.
Okay. So the Clintons were subpoenaed to testify in congressional Epstein investigation. This is from August the 5th. Want to scroll down for me, please? Former U.S. President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary are among high-profile figures to be sent legal summonses from a congressional committee investigating the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Republican James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight Committee, issued the subpoenas to the Clintons and 8 other individuals. The committee is seeking information about Epstein's history after President Donald Trump's administration decided against releasing more federal files on the dead financier. That decision sparked outrage among Trump supporters and some Democrats who refused to accept the Justice Department's statement that there was no incriminating client list in the Epstein files. Amid a rift between Trump and some of his supporters on Epstein, the committee, made up of both Democrats and Republicans, recently voted to issue the subpoenas. The panel has also subpoenaed the Justice Department itself for records related to Epstein. Lawyers for Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, who is currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking, had indicated she was willing to testify before the powerful investigatory committee, with strict legal protections. Her scheduled 11 August deposition, though, has been postponed indefinitely. The Epstein legal saga has spanned 2 decades, with Florida police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation first scrutinizing the well-connected tycoon for allegations of sexual abuse in the early 2000s. Comer wrote in letters to each person that the committee must conduct oversight of the federal government's enforcement of sex trafficking laws generally and specifically its handling of the investigation and prosecution of Mr. Epstein and Maxwell. He also indicated that depositions will start this month and run through the autumn, with Bill Clinton scheduled for 14 October. Former Attorney Generals Merrick Garland, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, and Alberto Gonzales were summoned, along with Jeff Sessions and William Barr, who both led the Justice Department during Trump's first term. Former FBI directors James Comey and Robert Mueller were also sent subpoenas. The Clinton administration predates the Epstein investigation, but the couple's critics have long questioned their relationship with Epstein. A spokesperson has acknowledged that Bill Clinton took 4 trips with staff on Epstein's private plane in 2002 and 2003 and met with Epstein in New York in 2002. Clinton also visited Epstein's New York apartment around that time. The letters to each Clinton cites these incidents, as well as other alleged encounters and connections, as reasons for summoning them. Citing flight logs, U.S. media has previously reported Clinton flew on Epstein's jet up to 26 times, occasionally without his Secret Service detail.
Ooh,
In
that's a no-no.
Big time. In 2019, a spokesman said the former president knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. The Clinton Foundation and Bill Clinton's press office did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The Department of Justice had no comment. This is interesting. The committee is seeking all of the department's documents and communications on Epstein and Maxwell relating or referring to human trafficking, exploitation of minors, sexual abuse, or related activity, as well as files from the U.S. criminal cases against Maxwell and Epstein, documents from a 2007 agreement to not prosecute Epstein, and federal investigations into the former financier. It is not immediately clear if individuals named by Comer will appear before the committee, and if they do, whether they will testify publicly. Over the last 200 years, only 4 other former presidents have received subpoenas from congressional committees, and only 2 provided testimony. Notably, the committee investigating the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot voted during a televised hearing to subpoena Trump, who then sued to stop it. The subpoena was dropped when the committee disbanded. Federal prosecutors charged Epstein with sex trafficking of minors and other crimes in 2019 during the first Trump administration. He died by suicide in jail that August, and almost immediately afterwards many began questioning the circumstances of his death. This summer, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced her department, after conducting a review, had found no evidence of the long-rumored client list. She also said evidence supported that Epstein died by suicide. The government would release no more files, she said. The announcement sparked outrage among some supporters of Trump, who promised in his campaign to release Epstein records. The fight among House Republicans over the case grew so contentious that Speaker Mike Johnson sent lawmakers home early in July to block a vote over the Epstein files release. As demands grew for the Trump administration to release more Epstein records, the Justice Department recently met Maxwell. A source familiar with the discussions told the BBC's U.S. partner CBS News that Maxwell did not implicate Trump when discussing Epstein's misdeeds. Trump officials are discussing whether to make the transcript and audio of the interview public, the source told CBS. The Justice Department is currently seeking to release grand jury transcripts from her case. On Tuesday, Maxwell's lawyer said she opposed the release of the transcripts. Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Giselle Maxwell is not, Maxwell's lawyers wrote in a filing. Whatever interest the public may have in Epstein, that interest cannot justify a broad intrusion into a grand jury secrecy in a case where the defendant is alive, her legal options are viable, and her due process rights remain. The BBC has asked the White House for comment on the subpoenas.
And of course, nothing's come out yet, but yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I subscribe to the fact that there is a list somewhere. It might not be all compiled, but...
Did you see who wrote this?
Who wrote it?
Ben Hatton and Kayla Epstein.
That's funny. Is that a relation, perhaps?
It's hard to say with names. That's like my last name. It could be everywhere and anywhere.
Right. I know. It's funny, just nonetheless. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Jekyll and Hyde need in here now. Oh gosh. Help me, please. If it isn't
we are 7 minutes over, but they're just ready for bed.
How dare you?
Well, I'm not, so we could keep going for, I'm strung out on steroids, so what can I say?
Yeah, but I've got family that's already bitching because they need sleep.
Know that
they got to be up at 5 in the morning.
I hear you, so we'll finish up quickly. I believe there's still a list. I think she knows way more than she's saying. And if there was nothing to be seen here, there, or anywhere, why is she still in jail?
Yeah.
If they're like there was no abuse, nothing happened, there's no list, there was no trafficking, there was
there was trafficking just to him. He was the only bad person in all of this. That's what that boils down to. Because she trafficked the kids to him.
I see. Supposedly, didn't everybody involved receive immunity from the Justice Department, including her?
I don't think so.
I believe so. If I recall correctly, the story, we'll have to look in.
There may have been
I don't
talk
want
of
another
it.
thing to do. Yeah, I don't want another thing to do. I think the large majority of people that were involved got some type of immunity from the Justice Department. I'll make a note of it. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to get to it tomorrow, but I'll write it down on my things to do. I just dropped my fork. All right. So, Crazy Bee has family that's got to get to sleep to get up in the morning, so this is the way we're closing it out. I'm saying goodnight, everybody, and we will maybe be on the wild side again tomorrow.
And I'm going to just remind people to keep an eye out for the hidden little things that I have throughout the show I put up once in the show. So one time for about, I think it was 3 to 5 minutes out of the 2-hour show, somewhere throughout, there is a little thing that pops up. Let's see if y'all get it. If you do, drop it in the comment section of the video. And y'all just stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. You stop washing ramen.
Okay. All right, I'll try. I have a friend that I need to go get. She better go run. Yeah, she's gonna get it. Yeah, she's on the list. She's coming up next. I'm looking for her. Yeah,
and while y'all have a great night, we will catch y'all tomorrow.
All right, have a good one. Thank you, everybody. Bye.